It's what?
3:04 and 12 seconds.
Exhibit number 6.
And 1 second.
It looks like you started with the trailer and then started to go in a northerly direction. Would that be fair to say, based on what these photographs show?
According to these photographs, yeah.
But you were there, weren't you?
Yes.
Is that how you did it?
Yes, there may have been a few before that, but yes.
Exhibit number 7. This is trailer 51, right?
Yes.
And the time on that is
3:03 and 52 seconds.
exhibit number 8.
Three o'clock and 57 seconds.
Exhibit number 9.
3:01 and 10 seconds.
Exhibit number 10.
3:02 and 43 seconds.
Exhibit number 11.
3:03 and 2 seconds.
Finally, exhibit number 12. And the time on that is
3:03 and 11 seconds.
start looking at exhibit number 13. Is it light or darker?
Dark out.
And the time now for this exhibit is what?
7 and 44 seconds.
So if you started the other one roughly around 3 o'clock, and now it's 7 o'clock, how many hours transpired?
Approximately 4 hours.
And exhibit number 14. And the seconds for that one is?
7 o'clock and 51 seconds.
Exhibit number 15. What do we see here?
I am moving further along the patio.
And exhibit number 15 was taken away.
7:01 and 14 seconds.
Exhibit number 16. What?
This is further in the day as we've found an item and have put a placard down.
And the time on this one is what?
11 o'clock and 46, 11:46 and 27 seconds.
So the difference between exhibit number 15, which was taken at about that area, and exhibit number 16 is how much time?
More than 4 hours.
About 4 hours and 45 minutes, right?
Yes.
What happened in between the time that, for example, you took pictures of exhibit number 15 and the photograph that's in number 16?
Well, in between that time, I was taking overalls of the interior of the house. We were searching. We were finding items of evidence.
And while you're inside of the house and you're looking for things, is it a situation where people are moving things around, or are you just documenting things as they are when you go inside the first time?
The first time, I'm just documenting the way it looks as I go inside.
For example, is Detective Porter, is he allowed to go in with you as you're going along and start moving things along as you go through the scene the first time?
No.
How about when items are being taken or seized as evidence? Are then items moved from their original position?
When they're being taken, yes.
Prior to them being taken, is there a placard that's applied to them or put to them?
Yes.
And are they photographed in that position prior to them being moved?
Yes.
And is subsequent to that, are there photographs of them after they've been moved?
Yes.
So this is approximately 4 hours and 45 minutes after the initial entry, it looks like.
Yes, it is.
And exhibit number 17 is So it's just there, the placard. And then we see the time on that is what?
11:46 and 30 seconds.
Number 18 is a close-up of the placard, right?
Yes.
And the time for that is?
11:46 and 50 seconds.
Then if we go to photograph number 19, see any placards there?
No, we don't.
What's going on here? What are you doing here?
I'm still taking my initial photographs.
And the item that we saw before, number 1, is it in this general area here on the left?
Yes.
Is there a search that's undertaken after you take your initial photographs to look for items?
Yes.
And so number 19 is, what's that?
7:01 and 19 seconds.
Number 20 is,
A photograph of the items prior to a placard being placed down.
and this one is at.
7:01 and 30 seconds.
Then if we go to exhibit 21, you see it there?
Yes.
The time on that is,
11:47 and 15 seconds.
has anything been moved from exhibit 21, what is shown in exhibit 21 and exhibit 20?
Placards have been placed down.
Aside from placards being placed down, has anything been moved though?
No.
So when you place the placards, there's no movement of the items that you're picturing, right?
No.
Exhibit 22, see that there, right?
Yes.
There's a placard there, right? You see it?
Yes.
And 22 tells us that was taken when?
11:47 and 17 seconds.
Exhibit 23. See what's there, right?
Yes.
And when was that taken?
11:47 and 26 seconds.
24. Make sure what it's depicting. And then the time there. See what the time is?
11:47 and 34 seconds.
Exhibit 25. You see any placards there?
No.
And the time that one was taken is?
7:01 and 40 seconds.
Exhibit 26. Are there any placards there?
No.
And it was taken when?
7:01 and 49 seconds.
At exhibit 27. Is there a placard there?
Yes.
What's the placard number?
Number 4.
And exhibit 28. And close-up of the item. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Go back to 27. What was the time that was taken?
11:47 and 42 seconds.
And 28.
11:47 and 46 seconds.
With regard to that particular taser, do you recognize exhibit 222?
Yes, I do.
And in terms of the photographs that we've been looking at, and if I show you exhibit number 28, is that the taser that's pictured there?
Yes.
Did you conduct any tests with regard to this taser, which is exhibit number 222?
On a later date, I did swab the taser.
And what date was that?
October 7th.
That's 2 days later. When did you leave or secure from the scene?
At 04:05 on October 6th.
So this would have been the next day after being out at the scene, right?
Correct.
I want you to open this up for me, and I want you to show us where it was that you actually swabbed this taser. And what were you swabbing for? What were you attempting to locate?
Possible cellular DNA.
And go ahead and open it, and the scissors are right to you. start with the taser itself. Why don't you just pull it up and show us where you swabbed it for this possible DNA?
Okay, I swabbed what I call the face, which is the front, and the outer forward edge, so just the edge around it.
At the time that you were swabbing it, was there a cartridge present or not?
Yes.
So did you swab, when you said you swabbed the front, were you swabbing the front of the cartridge?
No, the cartridge was not attached.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and tell me again now, you swabbed the sides.
I swabbed the face and the outer forward edge. I then swabbed the top, the sides, and the underneath.
And in terms of the swabbing, did you utilize a wet-dry procedure or a dry-dry procedure? Are you familiar with that?
Yes,
terms?
I utilized a wet-dry procedure.
Why is that?
When we're trying to locate cellular DNA, the wet swab, which is just, I'm taking my distilled water, it helps to moisten or loosen the cells, if there are any, and the dry swab helps to pick those cells back up.
You also have a cartridge there in front of you. Do you see that?
Yes.
I'm talking the one with the wires all around it. You also swab that?
Yes.
And what areas, show us what areas of that you swab?
The face and the sides.
How about the cartridge? Did you swab that one too or not?
Yes, I did.
And where did you swab it?
Sorry, is this attached? I'm confused because I think this was attached to the
Do you believe that it now may have been attached to the taser? Let's take a look at exhibit number 28. You see whether or not the thing is attached?
Yes.
So it was attached at the time?
Yes.
Right? And you did swab it as it was attached?
Yes.
Go ahead and place them back in the...
Is there any problem with resealing it now? Mr. Mears, is there any problem with resealing it now? You want to leave it open for the time being?
No problem with resealing it now, Your Honor.
Ma'am, at any time after you saw this taser here, which is in Exhibit 28, in Exhibit 28, any time from the time that you placed the placard, took it back to the lab, at any time did Daniel Rodriguez have occasion to touch that taser? Did he touch it?
No.
Why not? Wasn't he dead at the time?
Yes.
So, was there ever an opportunity, or did you ever see this taser come in any contact with Daniel Rodriguez while you were there, starting at 7 o'clock when you started to go in to the time that you left?
No, I did not.
Did you see anybody moving near Daniel Rodriguez at any time?
No, absolutely not.
And why wouldn't you do that?
We wouldn't want to contaminate the evidence.
Exhibit 29. What are we looking at there?
It's one of the initial photographs prior to the placards being placed down.
And the time it was taken, it was?
7:02 and 51 seconds.
And basically what we're doing is taking the path that you took that day, right? That
Yes.
night. And the path includes the placards as we're taking this sort of walk through this place, correct?
Yes.
Exhibit number 30 shows us what?
It's one of the initial photographs again, and I'm looking north into the doorway.
And took that when?
7:04 and 13 seconds.
Exhibit 31. You see the taser, And where's the doorway on this one? Would it be above the photograph?
Yeah, yes.
And exhibit 31,
7:03 and 51 seconds.
exhibit 32, we'll look at it. And the time?
7:03 and 58 seconds.
Exhibit 33. And the time on that one?
7:04 and 1 second.
Exhibit 34. And the time on that is?
7:04 and 4 seconds.
Exhibit 35, what are we looking at there?
That is the front entryway.
And the time?
7:04 and 30 seconds.
Exhibit 36. And the time?
7:01 and 57 seconds.
Actually, it was taken before exhibit 35, right?
Yes.
Exhibit 37. And the time on that one?
7:04 and 26 seconds.
Exhibit 38. See that?
Yes.
Were you able to see this area here when you were there that day?
Yes.
Did that, in your opinion, did that have the appearance of blood around this area here?
Yes.
And I'm not sure, what about here? Did this have the appearance of blood to you back there?
Yes.
And the time that you took this was?
7:04 and 42 seconds.
We're getting close. Let's take exhibit 39. See the area here?
Yes.
And we also see to the left. What is this?
That is the victim.
And you took that, what time?
7, 10, and 10 seconds.
Now, exhibit number 40. See that?
Yes.
Where is north on here?
North would be on the left side.
And you see this right here?
Yes.
Does that have the appearance of blood to you back then?
Yes, it does.
During the time that you got there, what time did you say that you actually physically got out there?
1:30 in the afternoon.
From 1:30, and you said you took some photographs starting at 3, right?
Yes.
Between 1:30 and 3, did you ever see, do you know who Richard Chrisman is?
Yes, I do.
Is he in court today?
Yes.
Tell me where he's seated and what he is wearing.
He's seated over there, and he is wearing a black suit.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the identification of the defendant?
You so reflect.
And did you know prior to this killing, did you know Mr. Chrisman?
On an acquaintance level.
In other words, did you know him by face?
Yes, by face.
I'm not asking whether you knew him as a friend or anything, but you knew him before,
Yes.
right? So, on that day, as you were taking those photographs, starting around, I guess it was around 3, did you ever see Richard Chrisman walking around this area? No.
No.
Did you ever see him walking in that area, period?
No.
Did you ever see him walking inside of the trailer while you were there?
No, I did not.
Exhibit 41. And the time on that one is?
7:04 and 52 seconds.
Now, exhibit 43 has placards on it, right?
Correct.
And this was taken when?
11:48 and 18 seconds.
When this photograph was taken, the placards were placed. Had anything been moved at that time?
No.
And for example, just to focus in on something may or may not have any significance, do you see anything there? See anything there at all, other than the bicycle on the floor and the red substance?
No.
You see, for example, If we then go to Exhibit 45, you see this globe here?
Yes.
In Exhibit 43, do you see the globe there?
No.
And this Exhibit 43 was taken
At 11:48 and 18 seconds.
Exhibit 45. When was this taken?
11:48 and 24 seconds.
But if we look at Exhibit 46, when was that taken?
10:17 and 46 seconds.
And that taken before or after Exhibit number 45?
Before.
Exhibit 52, see that there?
Yes.
And the box is still there, right?
Correct.
When was that taken?
10:16 and 46 seconds.
Exhibit 53, when was that taken?
7:11 and 55 seconds.
Exhibit 54, we see that there. And that was taken when?
11:48 and 36 seconds.
And Exhibit 55, you see this right here?
Yes.
What is that?
The globe?
The globe?
It's a globe.
And when was that taken?
11:48 and 42 seconds.
56 is, what is it?
A cartridge casing, item number 7.
Taken when?
11:48 and 47 seconds.
Take a look at Exhibit 57. Is there a box there?
Yes.
And the time on that one is
7:09 and 40 seconds.
Exhibit 58. Is the box there?
No, it is not.
What happens? Somebody just move it around?
Well, it was an item of evidence, so
What does that mean if it's an item of evidence? What does the police department do? Or what do you do?
that means it's something that we are going to collect.
And what about the items that were inside? Is it something that, what happens to them when you're taking the box and there's items in it?
They may have fallen out.
Well, are you guys going to put them away? Isn't that what happened here? You hear what happened here? Do you see that?
Yes.
Do you know who actually got, or not got, who actually seized that item of evidence?
I do not.
It wasn't you then, right?
No.
We then go down to the lower left-hand corner. You see this right here?
Yes.
What is it?
That is the globe.
And if we take a look at 57, is that the same globe that we see in 57?
Yes, it is.
So the time on Exhibit 57 is what?
7:09 and 40 seconds.
Exhibit 58 is what time?
1:08 and 42 seconds.
How much time had elapsed between the time that the first photograph was taken, Exhibit 57, and 58 was taken?
About 6 hours.
What was happening in between those hours as you're out there?
We were searching, marking items, and collecting items.
And at that point, were some items moved as part of the collection?
Yes.
Exhibit 59. You see that?
Yes.
And what is this item here?
Appears to be some type of bag and something in the shape of a butterfly.
Anybody collect that?
No.
And there is something there that was collected. Do you see that?
Yes.
The time on Exhibit 59 is what time?
1:08 and 46 seconds.
And Exhibit 62, are we looking at the same thing generally?
Yes.
Except there's a placard there, right?
Correct.
And the time on that one is,
1:10 and 41 seconds.
let's go back to 59 for a minute. Time is
1:08 and 46 seconds.
Exhibit 63. What's taken when?
7:04 and 39 seconds.
And Exhibit 64. See that?
Yes.
Is that a close-up? And when was that taken?
1:25 and 42 seconds.
So roughly based on what you're seeing here, how much time elapsed between the time that you took the first round of photographs and then you actually began to collect the items of evidence?
Approximately 6 hours.
To sort of focus in on this globe issue, exhibit number 67. See a globe there? Anywhere?
No.
And the time on that one is
1:32 and 25 seconds
what date?
on the 6th of October.
Take a look at exhibit number 69. You see this one?
Yes.
And time on that one is what?
1:32 and 33 seconds.
If we, however, go back to exhibit number 64, is that the same general area?
Yes, it is.
And looking at it here, do you see anything back here? Anything at all other than this? There's a white, anything, do you see anything there at all?
No.
There's a chair there, right?
Correct.
There's a table,
Correct.
and this bag where you collected some items of evidence, right?
Yes.
And what is this right here?
The couch.
This one was taken at
1:25 and 42 seconds.
after all the items were removed. Well, was this taken before or after any items were removed? I'm talking about the trash bag, and anything else that may have been put.
I just object to the form, we don't know.
Sustain.
When was this taken? 69. Let's take a look at this.
It was taken after the trash bag was removed.
And what time was that? You see the time?
Yeah, 1:32 and 33 seconds.
If we go back to 64, what's the time there?
1:25 and 42 seconds.
And that's about, what, 7 minutes later, something like that?
Yes.
Exhibit 69. You see this right here?
Yes.
Could you see it behind the trash bag? Before you remove the trash bag?
I don't remember seeing it.
You don't remember seeing it, that means you didn't see it then, right?
No.
What is it? Even if you actually look at it today, what is it? Have any idea what that is?
No, I don't.
Did the scene appear to be disturbed to you, aside from the bodies, did it appear to be disturbed to you to a great degree or a lesser degree?
I would say a lesser degree.
Why do you say that?
There was the box that looked tipped over, but other than that, I don't remember seeing anything that looked tipped over or...
Let's see, just so we can get a sequence of time. Exhibit number 80. You recognize it here? See that, right?
Yes.
Time on that was what?
7:06 and 19 seconds.
And knowing what you know now, would that have been early on in the investigation?
Yes.
Exhibit 81. When was this taken?
10:47 and 8 seconds.
Exhibit 83, you see that?
Yes.
When was it taken?
11:50 and 18 seconds.
Exhibit 89. What's going on here? Who's this person here?
Detective Porter is holding up item 9
And he's holding this item for what purpose?
so that I can take a better photograph of it.
But he's moving it, isn't he?
Yes.
How else are you going to get the photograph of the T-shirt if it isn't moved? You know any other way of getting a photograph of the T-shirt in this position other than moving it?
No.
And that was taken when? What's the date and the time?
The date is October 6th, and it is 12:30 and 16 seconds.
Just after midnight.
Yes.
Exhibit number 98. I'm sorry, 93. This is the area where the globe was before. Do you see that?
Yes.
And to the right, what are these items here?
That was item 9, the shirts that Detective Porter was holding up in the prior photo.
And when was this taken?
12 and 17 seconds
On what date?
on the 5th of October.
When you were there, did you have occasion to look at the body of the victim?
Yes.
Did you have occasion to look at his head?
Yes.
Did you notice anything unusual around his head? In other words, in terms of any injuries that you could tell?
I did observe a small bruise on the left temple area of the head.
And Exhibit 99, does that show us bruise? And specifically, is this what you're talking about?
Yes.
And this was taken at what time?
7:13 and 21 seconds.
Exhibit 103. When was that taken?
10:16 and 21 seconds.
And initially, when you came in to take photographs, about what time was that?
When I first took my overalls,
Right.
around 7 o'clock.
Exhibit 105, do you see that?
Yes.
And that has a placard?
Yes.
And the time on that one?
11:51 and 54 seconds.
Exhibit 108, see that there?
Yes.
What are we looking at there?
We are looking at the west wall, and there's some items in front of it. There is a bullet hole.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
And when was that taken?
October 6th, 12:36 and 55 seconds.
Exhibit 112. What is that?
That is the same hole, and we've put an adhesive sticky lift on it.
Is there any umbrella on that one now? See it anywhere?
No.
So when was that taken?
12:51 and 42 seconds.
This was marked as item 21, at least the bullet that was found there, correct? Wow. Then exhibit 116, does that tell you what number it was marked?
Yes.
What's that?
Item 21.
And the time on that was
October 6th, 2:41 and 19 seconds.
what time did you leave the place?
Approximately 4:05 in the morning.
So this is getting close to you leaving, correct?
Correct.
Could this be one of the last things that you did?
Correct.
Take a look at exhibit 124. What is that?
The photo of part of the dog.
And exhibit 125 is
Farther back photo where you could see the whole dog, and there's a placard in the back.
124. What time was that taken?
10:22 and 13 seconds.
And 125 was taken when?
11:52 and 34 seconds.
We'd then like to take a look at exhibit 126. Is that generally where the dog was laying?
Yes.
And are we looking at this defect that's right here?
Yes.
And 126 was taken what?
9:41 and 11 seconds on December 8th.
That's a different day than the other photographs were taken.
Yes.
And you went out there on that date with whom?
Went out there on that date with crime scene specialist Katie Mason and Detective Porter.
And exhibit 127 shows us same defect, right?
Yes.
The time that this was taken?
The same date, December 8th, at 9:41 and 23 seconds.
And that would be in the morning, right?
Yes.
But if you take a look at exhibit 128, you see that?
Yes.
What is that?
That same bullet hole.
And is that a close-up of it?
Yes.
But this one was taken when?
On October 6th at 3:54 and 26 seconds.
So what we're looking at here on one of these is when you went back, right?
Correct.
And when you went back, which is 126, that's the condition that the place was in when you went back in, right? That shows us that, correct?
Correct.
Shows us whether or not things have moved from the last time you were there, right?
Yes.
It shows us whether or not something has been moved from the table, for example. Do you see that?
Yes.
And if we take a look closer here, do you recognize this item here?
Appears to be the umbrella.
Right, the umbrella that you saw associated with number 21, right?
Yes.
The chair, you see the chair here?
Yes.
Exhibit 124, is that the same chair?
It looks like it, yes.
But 126 does show us the condition of the property after you went in to do whatever it was that you did on the 28th, right?
Correct.
I'm sorry, the 8th of December.
On the 8th, yes.
130. What do we see here?
That is a picture of that same defect in the floor, and a placard is there.
And this one was taken when?
December 8th at 10:30 and 55 seconds.
And there was substantial work that was done on that particular day, right?
Yes.
Did it involve a laser and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Who placed the lead into the floor?
The porter did.
Did you assist them in any way?
I only assisted by photographing.
Exhibit 158. What is this?
That is a photograph of the lamp and lampshade that were near the south wall, near the entry. And
There's an issue as to whether or not this is a reflection or whether or not it's underneath the shade. Do you see that?
Yes.
Well, if you look to the left here, does that appear to be, well, what does that appear to be right there?
Blood.
And there's spots, correct?
Spatter, yes.
How about right here on the shade?
There appears to be blood spatter on the shade as well.
This was taken on what date and time?
October 5th at 9:20 and 26 seconds.
It appears that from the time you went in till you went out, it took you what? Maybe 2.5 hours to do the overalls? Is that what is going on here?
It could have, yes.
When you do the overalls, what is your practice when you go in? Where do you go in and where do you end?
I just work my way through the house. It always depends, but I usually work my way to the back eventually.
How about in this case? Where did you start? Where did you go? And where did you end? On the first round.
I don't really remember which room exactly, but I know I started with the living room.
Then if you take a look at Exhibit 159, do you recognize this photograph?
Yes.
This right here. What is this? Is this a mirror? Is that what that is?
Yes.
And on the mirror, is there something on there?
There is blood spatter on the mirror.
And this was taken at what time?
9:21 and 30 seconds.
Let me show you some other exhibits, please. Take a look at Exhibits 351 and 352.
Okay.
You recognize this there?
Yes.
What's that?
It's the bathroom, and the camera is pointing towards the sink.
And what activity did you capture?
The sink is on.
You mean the faucet?
Yes, sorry, the faucet is on and the water is flowing.
If I can get that back, please. Look at the admission of Exhibits 351 and 352.
No objection.
351, 352 are admitted.
Take a look at how many bathrooms were in this trailer.
I believe one.
And Exhibit 351 shows us what?
The camera's pointed towards the sink and the faucet, and it's showing that the water is on.
And Exhibit 352
Is a closer view of that.
in terms of taking photographs of items as they appear, is that how the faucet was at the time that you took your overalls?
Yes, it was.
Is it a practice somehow to change anything of the scene when you go through the first time at all?
Absolutely not.
Did there come a time when the medical examiner's office came out and looked at the body?
Yes.
Exhibit 163, what is that showing us?
You can see the body of Daniel Rodriguez, his leg, and he's on top of a body bag.
And 163 is, when was this photograph taken?
On October 6th at 2:29 and 55 seconds.
When they come in and the medical examiner's office comes in, do they have first say as to whether or not they're going to come in first, remove the body before any of the before the documentation of the scene is completed?
We have to document the scene first,
And then they're allowed to come in.
and then they're allowed to come in.
So when this photograph was taken, your documentation was almost done at the scene then?
Yes.
And exhibit 167. Did somebody go through his pockets?
The medical examiner did.
And this was taken at what time?
2:34 and 21 seconds.
And 168 is
A photograph of his ID?
driver's license, though, isn't it?
Yes.
When was that taken?
At 2:33 and 58 seconds.
169. What are we looking at here?
A photograph of some other items that were removed from his pocket.
169 was taken at what time?
2:35 and 17 seconds.
And that's on October 6th, though, right?
Correct.
First of all, I just want you to notice it says for identification, DFT. Do you see that?
Yes.
And do you see in evidence what the letters are?
Yes.
Where are they?
DFT.
And the time on this is what?
October 6th, 3:06 and 33 seconds.
And it's showing us photograph here. See that?
Yes.
Take a look at exhibit 163. See that? Take it wider.
Yes.
What does that show us?
Photograph of the body on top of a body bag.
And what's going on when the body is on top of the body bag? You were there. What is it that is going on mechanically speaking or physically speaking with the people that are there from the medical examiner's office?
I'm taking photographs, better photographs of the body. The medical examiner is rolling the body so that I could take photos of the underneath side as well.
And this is 163. First of all, you see the before identification tag, you see the PLF there?
Yes.
And in evidence, you see, what are the three letters?
The same, PLF.
And the time on that one is what?
2:29 and 55 seconds.
And this is when the medical examiner's office is there, right?
Yes.
If you take a look at, and you see this round area here, what is that right there?
This is the entryway.
I know that's the entryway, but is this the northwest or?
The northwest area, corner of the entryway floor.
Can we take a look at Exhibit 306? Do we see that same area there? Right here? Do we see that there?
Oh, yes.
So 163 is, what's that?
2:29 and 55 seconds.
305
Is 3:06 and 33 seconds.
Where's the body? What happened to the body? Did somebody move it?
The medical examiner removes the body
And they removed it between when and when?
between the 2:29 and the 3:06.
Anything unusual about removing a body from the scene, or is it that the body's left there forever so that people can constantly come in and take photographs?
Object to the form of the question.
Sustained.
Anything unusual? You worked on a homicide scene, right?
Yes.
Anything unusual about the medical examiner's office doing their job and removing the body as part of the investigation as you know it?
No.
306. The three letters on for in evidence, what are they?
DFT,
And time on that?
1:47 and 40 seconds.
You look at this. The body's still there?
Yes, it
How do you
is.
know that?
I can see the feet.
And Exhibit 305, Lois didn't have the body. What's the time on that?
3:06 and 33 seconds.
Exhibit 307. See the time on there?
Yes, it is 10:19 and 30 seconds,
And you started when, did you say, about inside there?
around 7 o'clock,
That's how much time later?
a little over 3 hours.
The body's still there?
Yes,
Now, the door is somewhat opened a little bit on this one. Do you see that?
yes,
Are you also taking a photograph of, let me just, what are you taking a photograph here? Are you taking a photograph of the bike? Are you taking a photograph of the outside? Or are you taking a photograph of this area here?
taking a photograph of what's behind the door.
So in order for you to take a picture or photograph of the door, was it necessary to open the door, or could you have done it with the door the way it was before?
I would have to open the door.
Exhibit 313. See that?
Yes,
And specifically, do you see this right down here? See this right here?
yes.
Is this another room, or is this still the same, or is this the living room?
I believe this is Daniel Rodriguez's room.
Whether it's Daniel's or somebody else's, is that part of the living room, or are there four walls around it?
There are 4 walls.
And did it have a door to go into it?
Yes.
What side was the door? Was it the north side, the east side, west side, where?
The door was on the north.
Was there a hallway there?
Yes.
To go in, if you're traveling west, take a left or right to get into this room?
As you're traveling west, you head south, so a left.
So you take a left there. These items here, were they visible from exhibit number 314? Were they visible from this area here?
No,
Why not?
this is the living room.
Right, so what stops you, or why is it that they're not visible?
There's a wall and a hallway and...
Okay, so there's something in the way, right?
Yes.
Exhibit number 318, you see that?
Yes.
And when was that taken? Exhibit 319, you see that same globe? And what time was that taken?
10, 17, and 14 seconds.
I was asking you about the layout of the house and where the rooms were and that sort of thing. Take a look at exhibit number 328. You recognize the layout here?
Yes, I do.
And that room that had the bullets in it, you remember that one?
Yes.
Is it this one right here, or is it this one right here?
It's the room on the east.
Is it this one, or is it this one?
The room in the middle.
So that would be this one right here, right?
Yes.
And you said there was a wall. Is this the wall there?
Yes.
Part of this investigation, did you also have an occasion to look at exhibit number 221, which has been identified as the Chrisman case?
Yes, I did.
Why don't you open it and show us what you did in terms of whether or not you stopped it? And did you swab it?
Yes, I did.
Show us where you swabbed it.
I swabbed the front, the top, the sides, the bottom, and also the bottom under the light, and I swabbed the cartridge on the front and sides.
And was the cartridge on or off?
I don't remember.
Why don't you go ahead and put it back and seal it? You told us you got there at about what time?
On the scene,
On October 5th of 2010.
at approximately 1:30.
You told us that you started taking photographs on the outside, the exterior, about what time?
Around 3 o'clock.
And did something stop you from continuing to take photographs?
Yes.
What was that?
That there was no warrant signed yet.
In other words, could you physically have gone in there, or is it something that you would have done without a warrant?
I could not legally go in there.
Now, did you also, after 3 o'clock, have occasion to take photographs of a police officer?
Yes, I did.
And who was that?
Took photographs of Officer Sergio Virgilio.
And where were these photographs taken?
They were taken in our mobile command van.
And was it Exhibit 331? Are you familiar with it?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a photo of Officer Virgilio.
And did you take it?
Yes, I did.
How about 332? The one that shows the pen. Did you take that one?
Yes.
And the time that you took that, the date and time that you took that was what?
3:43 and 25 seconds on October 5th.
I don't have any more questions. Thank you.
Burns, how do you want to proceed? Do you want to do a little bit now, or?
I'd prefer if I could get those pictures in order and take the ones I need.
Then we'll take the lunch break a little early and come back a little early. So we will take a lunch break at this time. Please remember the admonition, keep an open mind, don't discuss the case. We'll see everybody at 1:20. They're excused.